friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from southern New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Sunday, December 31st. That shouldn't have been hard to figure out. New Year's Eve 2023. Welcome. This is a podcast about my knitting and crocheting adventures. Sometimes there is spinning. And yeah, lots of fibery fun. If you are new, welcome to the chaos. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for your love and your support over these years. It just means the world to me. This podcast and all the people that I have met in the knitting world are just incredible. And I think I've blabbered on about it before, but I will blabber on about it again because you guys truly are the best. So anyways, I will get on with it. Welcome. I'll just do quick administration. All show notes are in the description box below, and yeah, where you can find me on the interwebs and all that fun stuff. So yeah, how have you guys been? Merry Christmas. I know it's over, but I think I podcasted 2 weeks ago, but yeah, Advent season is now all done with. Christmas is all done with for another year. We had a good one. It was quiet, but it was nice. Like I said, Advent season was pretty awesome too. I have a pretty finished object to show you from it today. So yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good season as well. And yeah, I hope you guys got to eat lots of yummy foods and enjoy family and get some pretty awesome gifts. I know I did. I received a couple handmade gifts and they are just truly the best. So yeah, I'll just get right onto it. Today I am drinking coffee, of course. It's a little too early for wine. I will be getting into the wine today. It is New Year's Eve. We're not going to do much. It's going to be quiet as per usual. It's how I like it. I'm not really a people person. I do love, don't get me wrong, I do love going out. But my going out kind of consists of going to knit group with my peoples. That's my kind of going out. And I have a glass of wine there too. But I'm not really a person to go out and do this whole social thing. I'd rather stay home. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to stay home and have a couple drinks, and I am definitely going to knit and listen to music, do Netflix, whatever. It's just going to be a good quiet one as we ring in the new year, if I can stay up that late. I'm like an old lady. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. So no wine yet, unfortunately, but I am drinking coffee in a new mug that I received for Christmas. I just love collecting mugs and yarn, of course. So I just got some coffee. So good. So I got that. I actually got 3 mugs for Christmas, so I'm super excited. One of them I received before Christmas, and I think I already shared it here on the podcast. I got it early before Advent because I am a princess and I am super spoiled, so you know who you are. I loves you. So I'm going to start with what I am wearing. So since I'm on the subject of gifts I've received, I'm going to share these with you. This is a gift that I received, and it is what I'm wearing. I received these beautiful crocheted earrings. They're little yellow flowers. They're just so perfect. This was a gift from my friend Kaylee. So she made me these beautiful earrings, and then she made me this beautiful guy right back here. And I am not going to move him off the shelf because I won't be able to get him back there to sit on the podcast. So I'm not going to disrupt him, but I got this gorgeous gnome from Kaylee as well. She crocheted him. He's got these beautiful sunflowers on his hat. He's my little garden gnome, I'm calling him. He's just so cute. So he is crocheted. I am not 100% sure if she came up with the pattern herself or if she followed a pattern. I'll have to ask her. So if she did follow a pattern, I'll ask her if she remembers, and I will post it in the description box below if you're interested in recreating this beauty. So, oh, I just love him. I was so excited. She had hinted that I was getting a gnome for Christmas, but I didn't know that could be anything, right? So I was super excited to see that it was this. She put a lot of hard work and love into him, and I truly love him, especially the beard. I love the big fluffy beards. So I got him as well. And then this was not a gift. I made this one, but this was my Advent wrap, or shawl, I should say. So being a good podcaster this week, this is the Free the Minis shawl by Amy Meeks. I will post that below, but last time I couldn't remember and I apologize. But it is an asymmetrical shawl, and you pretty much just, I think it was written as an Advent shawl for a year prior, but you pretty much just put your minis into it, or you can stash dive as well and make it super scrappy, or make it all one color. You can do whatever you want to. So it starts off at this end here, and then you just increase it out. So you could make this shawl as big or as small as you want to. So for our Advent, there was 12 10-gram minis. There was supposed to be 12. Angel snuck an extra one in there. But so I had 13 10-gram minis. So the pattern is super simple. It's just worked up of stockinette and garter. And we didn't do nothing special. As soon as we put our first mini in, we just knit till we ran out and then added the next color. We didn't do fading or nothing. We had considered that, but we wanted it to be as mindless as possible. So that's what we did, and I absolutely love it. So as you're increasing, you are putting in these picots, which I modified because the ones in the pattern, honestly, I tried them several times and I just wasn't liking the outcome of it. So I just did my own kind of thing. And then my other modification on the opposite side, I did a slip stitch, like an I-cord edge. So I just slipped the first stitch. That way it just gives like a nicer, neater border. And then for the border, it also comes with a picot edging. Again, I did my own picots because I didn't like the ones in pattern. Mine aren't very prominent and big, to be quite honest with you, but I was afraid I was going to run out of yarn because this was a 10-gram mini and I wanted the border to be kind of thick. So I was like, again, playing yarn chicken, and I didn't run out of yarn. I still had yarn left, but I just made like these small little picots, which you can actually hardly see, but they're there. So there is picot edging on the border as well. So yeah, it turned out great. I think it is fingering weight, if you're curious, and it's knit on a 4mm or a 4.5mm. I went down to a 3.5 or a 375, either one, just because I tend to be somewhat of a loose knitter and I just wasn't liking the way it looked. It was a little too airy for my liking, so I made it a bit denser. Maybe that's why I did wash and block it, and I blocked it out rather aggressively. One, because of the I-cord edge, I needed to get it to stretch out a bit, but Also, I find it a little bit on the smaller side, which is fine. You know, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I like my larger shawls, but this one is actually like pretty decent. It's just, it's really pretty actually. If I was to wear this out, I would definitely put a shawl collar on it because it does tend to want to fall back off, but it is just like really perfect. At least I think it is. But if I was to knit this one again, I would definitely make it a little bit bigger. But if you have say 12-20 gram minis, and you like a slightly larger shawl, that would make a beautiful one. If you had 24 minis, either 10 gram or 20, like I said, you can modify this thing as big or as small as you wish to, and it makes a great stash buster as well. So I highly recommend the pattern. It was super easy and super mindless, just what I wanted. So there we go, Free the Minis, Amy Meeks, go check it out. And thank you so much for doing Advent with me, Agel. It was so much fun, and I'm planning for next year. So there's my first finished object. I'm just gonna get a little bit more coffee and I will continue. Okay, so I guess I'll start off with these. These are my oldest pair of socks that I have on the go. These are my Festive Socks. I casted these on possibly late November, I think, or early December, I can't remember, but it is just a plain vanilla sock. I cast it on 64 stitches, 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing. Then I decreased down to 60 stitches for the leg, and then I think I did 56 rows. I marked this all down in my Ravelry for my own notes. Once I get down here to the gusset, I decreased down to 56. I did my heel flap and gusset, and then I finished it off. So I do have both of them. I just finished these off this morning. So I didn't get them done for Christmas to wear them on Christmas, but that's okay. They are done now, and if I can get some pictures of them, I am going to wear them today because I really, really like them. So I have said this before, I know my numbers are really weird. Most people just cast on say 64 stitches and they knit their whole sock in it. I don't like the feel of that. If I cast on 64 stitches, either the leg is too big, or definitely when it comes to my heel and my foot, it is way too big, and I don't like a loose sock. I like a negative E sock, but I have chunky ankles. Kind of don't have ankles, but I need a little bit more fabric up here, so hence the reason I make either the cuff or the leg a little bit bigger, and then I decrease that way that the heel and the foot are tighter. So that is what I do. I know it's a little weird, but it works for me. I think after you've knit a couple pairs of socks, you get an idea of what suits you best. I always knit my socks on a 2mm magic loop. Again, this all comes down to personal preference because not everybody's gauge is the same. So for the yarn, I used Regia by Arnie and Carlos, and the color is 30760, or 03760, I should say. So I really like this one. I had this one in my stash for a couple Christmases, so I'm glad that I finally got it out. It is one that does the self-striping all on itself, so you don't have to do no color work or nothing like that. It does it all for you. So I am super excited about them. Now they are done and off the needles, so I like that. They look pretty good. So that is my first one. I'm just gonna set them here. And the second pair was actually a Christmas gift that I knit, but he so graciously has not worn them yet, just so I can show them today and get a picture. So these are my morning coffee socks. This is a pattern by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. And I had showed them before, but now I have them both finished. So it is just a very pretty rib kind of texture pattern. It's very simple, very addicting, and yeah, they turned out really great and he loves them. So the yarn that I use for this is Lily and Pine. It is in her Oh Christmas Tree colorway, which worked out really great because I knit them over December, so it was a Christmas colorway. So it came with 100 grams skein of the green speckle, and then it came with 20 grams of the brown. So usually sometimes I do 14 to 15 rounds for the cuff. I end up following the pattern and doing 20 to have a slightly larger cuff. And I also contrasted for the heels and the toes. I did play yarn chicken. I'm sure that you noticed this one is off. It's okay. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care. It's going to be in a shoe or a slipper. He doesn't really care. But I played yarn chicken and yeah, I lost. So I got to the toe and I only had like that much yarn. So I went into my stash and I had this skein of Northern Pearl, and it was pretty darn close. So it worked. It worked. So yep, I have this beautiful pair of socks, which they were well received. So I thought I would bring those along to share with you today because I really love the pattern. So, and I will definitely be knitting them again, probably in Lily and Pine yarn. I think this is my first pair of socks that I've knit with it, and I really love the feel. They're super soft and they're squishy. So I think I'm going to be knitting a pair of socks for myself in this yarn. Not the exact color, even though I do have lots left over of the green. But yeah, there they are. So I got those ones done. And then I decided that I wanted a pair of mittens. And I think I mentioned this last time that I wanted mittens. So I was looking at some different patterns. My go-to pattern has always been the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits, just because it ranges from, I think from toddler or baby all the way up to a men's large. And it also gives you all the information you need for different weights of yarn. So if you wanted to use fingering or decay or even bulky, I think it's all there in one pattern. It is a paid for pattern, but it's so worth it. Tin Can Knits is amazing that way with all of their patterns. So that's usually my go-to, but I wanted something slightly different. And I don't know what had gotten into me, but I came across this crocheted pattern and I was like, they're really pretty. So I bought the pattern. I don't know if it's on Etsy, but it is called the Wintertide Mittens by Ruby Webb's Contemporary Crochet Patterns. I will link it below. I believe I bought it off of Etsy, the pattern. And here they are. They are so stinking cute. So it is a worsted weight pattern, and it's crocheted on a 5mm, which I believe in it is an H hook. Yeah, I believe it's an H hook, but it's a 5mm. So worsted weight, I used Lion Brand Wool Ease solids or heathers. Mine is in the forest green heather colorway, so you can see those bits of gold in there. I just absolutely love that. And this was a really cool pattern. I'm gonna put them on. So it does come in sizes from child to woman's large. And I did the woman's large because I do have big hands. and they do fit me really, really well. However, I anticipated that I wouldn't like the cuff length, and I still don't. So I did modify it. I added 3 or 4 extra stitches for the length of the cuff. And they are crocheted flat, and then you do a little bit of, you don't seam them with a needle. You would like crochet join, but you can modify the length. So if I was to do these again, I would add extra stitches here for the ribbing to make them a bit longer, because I like them a bit longer. I don't want the cold getting at my arms. And I would probably, even though I haven't washed or blocked these yet, I might actually add a little extra length up on the top here, just to give me a little bit more room for my fingers. But otherwise, I follow pattern to my knowledge. I didn't do anything else differently. And it is just a very cool pattern. It is very easy to do. It's not hard at all. It is a paid for pattern, so I won't give it away, but if you know how to do a single crochet, half double crochet, all the basics, you're not gonna have a problem with this pattern. So I really love them. I think they're really cute, and they are actually like pretty thick and warm. So like I said, I used a ball of Lion Brand Wool-Ease. I think there's like 200 and some yards per ball, and I still have like a little cake left over. So that's pretty decent. And I think if I wanted to modify them and make them a little bit longer in the cuff, I think I still would have had enough yarn out of one ball to do it. So you can get a beautiful pair of mittens out of one ball, and I think that's pretty cool. I definitely want to try to making these again. So yeah, Wintertide Mittens by Ruby Webs. I will link it below. And there's also a hat to go with it. It's not included in the same pattern. They're 2 separate patterns. I haven't purchased the hat pattern yet, but I'm almost tempted. I don't know if I want to keep these mittens. I might set them in my set them aside in my gift box, or I might actually, I want to make some stuff in the new year to donate to the hospice house. So I don't know if I'm going to keep these ones for myself yet, or I want to donate them. But if I was to, even if I did donate it, it's fine. If I made a pair for myself, I want to knit the hat or crochet the hat with it. It comes in the same pattern that you're seeing here, and it just looks really cool. So I might do that as well, but we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen yet. I might keep them for myself, but I do like a longer cuff, so we'll see how it works out. But they're really awesome. They were a lot of fun to do, different from my usual crochet or my usual knitting that I do. I don't crochet a lot anymore, so it was actually a lot of fun to sit there with my crochet hook and do something. So that was fun. So do head over and check that out. I believe Ruby has several crochet patterns. I haven't looked at a lot of them, just because I try not to get too inspired, because then I want to click and buy and then cast on all the things and then don't finish anything. So I'm trying to be good about that this year. So, and going into 2024, hopefully I can continue being good. Okay, so this is it for finished objects. I was gonna save this for stash enhancement, but I really want to show them, and I feel terribly bad right now because I forgot to bring the little card with me. This was also a gift that I got for Christmas, and I am going to put the name across here, what the pattern is, but I was gifted these beautiful hand knit mittens from my friend Ajel. They are so beautiful. And this is like that is a true to color right there. My light was blowing it out. This was such a thoughtful gift. I have been looking at these mittens for a while, like the pattern. They are so beautiful. And like I said, I feel bad because I totally blanked and forgot to bring, she put a little card with the pattern name and designer and the yarn that she used. I think the yarn is Scott yarns. It was fingering and mohair. She knows I love my mohair. But the love that was put into this gift knit as well. There's baubles, there is twisted rib, which Angelle is not a huge twisted rib person, so that is amazing. There's garter in the round, the purling, like when you are a knitter and you receive a gift knit like this and you see the work that was put into them, it truly made me cry because they are so beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. I just love them. They got like little mock cables running down the sides. They're just so perfect. I have seen these mittens a lot, like I said, and I've been wanting to do them. I just haven't. But now I have my own pair. So as you see, I can gift the crocheted ones I made because I have a beautiful pair to wear. Although I kind of just, they've been on my rack here with all my pretty yarns, just on display because they're like a work of art. They are so beautiful. But I do know that if I don't wear them, she's gonna kick my butt to next Sunday. So I will wear them, don't worry. But they are just so beautiful. So hopefully I will have put the pattern name across the screen. And if I didn't, then I will definitely link it below as well. So that was a beautiful gift. I know that it's not my finished object, but I just had to share them here because it's such a beautiful pattern. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I guess I will go on into works in progress. And sadly, I only have one this week. Just because I've been pretty monogamous with my crafting. I wanted to get the socks done and just like gift knits and stuff like that. So I've been pretty monogamous, but that's okay. This took up a fair bit of my knitting time as well, but that's okay. So every Christmas Eve, I have done a Christmas Eve cast on, and I started this at least 6 years ago, I think. Danny of Little Bobbins, she has a podcast here on YouTube. I don't know if I've been falling behind on my podcast, so I really don't know the last time that she has put a video up. But she is also over on Instagram as well as Little Bobbins, and I highly recommend you check her out. She is a beautiful knitter and maker, and she also has knitting patterns. So she has several sock patterns, and they are just absolutely beautiful. All that to say, every Christmas Eve, Danny does the Christmas Eve cast on, and usually it's a pair of socks. So you just cast on a pair of socks, whatever pattern you want, whatever yarn you wish to use, and you just cast on a pair of socks. So of course I had to do it. So I have one finished, and here it is. My camera's really blowing the color out, but this was a sock set that I received I purchased in a D-stash. It is Rose Hill Yarns, and I don't want to mess the name up here. It is in the Holiday Peppermint colorway. So it came with a 100-gram skein and a 20-gram mini. And there is the first sock done. Isn't that pretty? I have been eyeballing this. I think I bought this yarn in the summer, like this past summer, and I couldn't wait to cast it on because I'm like, oh my God, it's so pretty. And it does not disappoint. And I got a little, I think it turned on me, a little progress keeper here, if it will cooperate with me. It is a little mushroom. So cute. So I'm not following any pattern for this. I just cast it on 64 stitches, did 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing, decreased down to 60 stitches, and I'm just doing a 2x2 broken rib pattern. So you knit 2, purl 2 for 1 row around, and then you knit a solid row, knit 2, purl 2 around, knit a solid row, and that's all I'm doing. I had looked up this colorway on Ravelry and I saw that it was a pretty heavily variegated yarn, so I just decided to do something simple. I was just gonna do plain vanilla, but I just wanted to do rib. I'm one of those weird people. I actually enjoy ribbing. So I just did a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and yeah. I did not contrast for the toe on this one because I didn't want a repeat of the morning coffee socks where I did contrast for everything and run out, because I definitely don't have a color like this in my stash. So I'm just doing it for the cuff and the heel, and I'm just doing the main color for my toe. So I have this one all finished, and I have yet to cast on the second one, but that's okay. I will quickly show you the yarn. So as I said, it is Rose Hill Yarns. She is a dyer out of Calgary or Alberta. Alberta. It is in the Holiday Peppermint colorway. This is on her fingering weight base. The full skein is 463 yards per 100 grams. It comes with a 20-gram mini, which is 92 yards, 75% superwash merino, and 25% nylon. And I absolutely love it. Follow Rose Hill Yarns on Instagram if you want color inspiration. She has some of the most beautiful colors. I don't think there's one thing that she does that I do not like. It is so beautiful. Her Instagram is absolutely gorgeous. So go check her out, Rose Hill Yarns. Love. So the only thing, and it's not a complaint at all, it is a thinner base. The 70, I don't know if they're all like that, to be quite honest with you, and I should know that. It is a 75-25. It is a little bit thinner, whereas say the Lily and Pine one was a bit plumper. So it is a little bit thinner of a base. Not a complaint, but I just thought I would make a note of that because I do know that some people don't like the more skinnier fingering. I don't mind it at all. It is still beautiful yarn to me. But there it is in skein form. It's got those beautiful pops of aqua in there, and then here is the little mini skein. Make sure I don't get it in my coffee. There's the little mini skein that come with it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I might even cast on the second sock today, probably. I'm in a finishing kind of mood, so we will see what happens. And I have it housed in my little advent bag that I had made. So yeah, that's what I have been working on, guys. I didn't work on my sweater at all just because, like I said, I've been trying to get stuff done. I did do a little bit of spinning. I just didn't bring it along with me today because there's honestly not too much. I'm still working on, I don't even know if I mentioned it last time, but I'm working on a Northern Pearl bat. It's a merino. I got two bobbins almost completed now, like for singles. So next podcast, I will probably bring that along to share with you, or maybe I'll have finished it completely and got it plied up. I don't know. I think that's going to be one of my goals for 2024. I don't really do resolutions. I do goals. Everybody does the make 9. I don't know if I'm going to do that this year. I have tried it in the past and I never do anything. It's almost like when I make that list, I stray from it entirely. So I kind of don't do that. But I do make goals for myself. So something that I'm very proud of for this year, I was trying to work from stash and I did do that quite a bit. So I'm very proud of myself that I did that. I didn't bring a whole lot into my stash. So I would kind of like to continue that for 2024. So one of my goals is to continue knitting from stash. Doesn't mean I'm not buying yarn, because no, I can't do that, but I'm gonna try to be very good about it like I was this year. So that's a goal. My second goal is I would like to work on whips and try to get them finished. And I can't be a total monogamous knitter. I have to have several things going at once. But I just would like to finish off some of the beautiful whips that I have just sitting there waiting for me. So there's that, and spinning is a definite goal for me as well. I would like to definitely bond with my wheel more in the new year and do more of that. So I'm spinning a lot of my spinning because there's different bats that I've been spinning from, but I'm kind of doing them kind of all in peaches and pinks, and I'm adding I'm starting to add purple into the mix now as well. I'm kind of spinning for a project, and it was for the Attune shawl, I believe it was called, by Andrea Mowry. She made hers with hand spun, which kind of inspired me to hand spin my yarn for it. I think I'm gonna stray from that pattern and do something different now. It will be a shawl probably, but just not that one in particular. But I'm still spinning for a project. I would love to have a shawl that is knit with my own hand spun yarn. So that is something that I'm kind of working towards in the new year as well. So those are kind of my goals. If you're at all interested in hearing that. If not, I apologize. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I have a little bit of stash enhancement that I will share with you guys. So if you're not interested in that, thank you for tuning in. I wish you all a happy New Year's Eve and all the best for 2024, and I will see you in the new year. So happy knitting. But if you would like to stay tuned, I have some things to share with you. So I'm gonna have some more coffee. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna share with you is not really a stash enhancement. All of these were gifts, actually. So I did not buy anything. It all came to my stash, right? That counts, right? So the first thing is not yarn, it's actually fabric. So if you're new, I do make project bags. I don't have anything up in my shop as of yet. I'm still on break, I guess. Just with the move and everything like that, it's just been a whole lot of everything was packed away. Things have now come back out into the fold, like things are getting their place again, but I'm just not I'm just not fully back into doing it just yet. But I do make my own project bags, and I received this beautiful cat fabric for Christmas, and I automatically had to make myself a project bag with it. So I just put like a black canvas bottom on it, zipper, which is one of my favorites, and then I just matched the inside with this pretty peachy color, and I put the little ring thing on it so you can attach like your stitch markers and stuff like that so they don't fall in the bottom of the bag. So I just thought I would bring that to share with you because I absolutely love the fabric. I'm a crazy cat lady, and it was perfect. So I got my Rami and I got my Sassy. It's perfect. I love it. I love it so much. So I thought I would share that with you. And then the yarn. So I received this beautiful skein of yarn from Polka Dot Creek. And this one I have been wanting for the longest while. It is, it's one of her Tim Horton themed yarn sets. So this is on her self-striping sock set. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It comes with 50-gram skein of the self-striping and a 20-gram of the mini. So it is double with black coffee. So double black coffee. How perfect is this? I might even cast these on. How about a New Year's Eve cast on? I did just finish 2 pairs of socks technically. So yeah, this might have to happen. They are so beautiful. And if you know me, I love my Timmy Hortons. So this was perfect. So perfect. In my Advent, actually, I received a little stitch marker with a Tim Hortons coffee cup on it as well. So that was fitting as well. So speaking of Advent, we did the 24-day Advent, and on day 25, you put a full skein of yarn in. So my full skein of yarn was Scott. And can we like just take in the beauty of this yarn? Like, this here gets me. I absolutely love that. So this is Scott, and it is 60% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 20% alpaca. It is like heavenly soft. I have never used this base before. I believe the name is Orchid. I don't have my glasses on. I never have my glasses on. Hopefully that's gonna focus. There we go. And there we go. Hopefully that's focusing enough. There we are. Absolutely love it. And because Agel is like a color genius, I don't know if she intended it this way, but this was one of my Christmas gifts from her. This is her yarn, Northern Pearl, and it is a mohair. And do they not like go together beautifully? Love it. So this one is Kid Silk Mohair, 70% kid mohair, 30% silk, and it is approximately 470 grams, 470 yards, 50 grams. It is perfect, and I don't know if they were intended to go together, but I think they will go together. I immediately thought of mittens, but I have a beautiful pair of mittens now. So I think I might find a good pattern to make a either a cowl or like a shawlette. So it wears like a shawl, but it's like joined in the back so it doesn't like fall off. I might do something like that. I haven't fully decided yet, but I think that would look really nice and it would match with my new mittens. So that will be happening. And I wouldn't mind possibly doing it in January. That way I can actually, you know, wear it and enjoy it while it's still cold out. So we'll see. But I absolutely love them. They are perfect. Angel knows me so well. So I got those. And yeah, that's all I have for stash enhancement. I was a good girl. I didn't bring anything into my stash yet. Very tempting though, because Boxing Day sales, I know Ancient Arts, they had a sale. Everybody's doing sales on yarn. Some of them as of today are still going on. There's pattern sales that are going on as well. I know I just received a newsletter this morning. Pip and Pin, she's doing 50% off her stuff right now, so her patterns. Yeah, just incredible deals and sales going on right now. I am very much tempted, but I have been a good girl. I have not. So yeah, dream knitting, nothing really. I am being tempted right now. A couple people in our knit group are like terrible enablers. They're casting on all these beautiful sweaters, and yeah, you know who you are if you're watching. They're casting on all these beautiful sweaters, and I'm kind of going out of sock mojo into sweater mode. So I'm my turtle dove, I'm getting that done first, but I think sweaters are in my future, because now is the time to get them done so you can wear them and enjoy them, right? So but other than that, I don't really have anything on my radar. Books, I still am reading. I just finished Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter. I've watched all the movies. I had tried to read the books before and I couldn't get into them. Well, I don't know. I'm still reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is part of the Mockingjay series. I read the first 3 books and now I'm on to the third, the fourth, which is, you know, it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I got the hard copy, so I'm reading that. But lately when I've been going to bed, I've just been wanting the lights off because my eyes bother me, right? So I've been reading on my phone, on my Kindle, and I saw Harry Potter pop up in my recommended, and I was like, all right, let's give this another try, because at my local Kohl's bookstore, the lady keeps encouraging me to read the Harry Potter series. So I was like, all right, let's give it a try. And oh my god, guys, I finished it like in no time. I don't know what's different now, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So I finished off the first book yesterday, and now I have the second book going. I'm already on to chapter 3, and it is so good. So I'm happy. There's a lot of Harry Potter fans. I live with a Harry Potter fan. I just never got it, but apparently something is starting to kick in. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that series. So once I've read the first book, I'm on to the second. Like I said, I want to watch the movies again, because I only remember very little about I remember the first movie, but I don't remember the rest. There's like 7 books in the series, and I don't remember how many movies there are. But yeah, so I would like to watch the movies as well. So there's that. I haven't done any other reading besides that, because I kind of liked sticking to one book at a time, but I wanted to read. I wanted to continue reading, so I started Harry Potter, and that's how it is. So yeah, that's it for reading. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. As I said, links are in the show notes below. I always link you directly to the designers that I chat about and any makers, so yeah, you can find that there. I don't know what else to chat with you about, so I will let you go. Hopefully I will see you guys in 2 weeks in the new year, and hopefully have some pretty things to share with you then. So until then, I hope you guys have a fabulous New Year's Eve. Stay safe, have fun, and happy knitting. Bye.